today I felt moved to do a reading for everybody. I'm going to do a reading, a collective reading, or a reading for the collective unconscious, the collective conscious, whichever one you decide to vibe with. Before I start reading, I just want to say that because this is a general and not a specific reading, it's not going to resonate with everybody. If the message is not for you, then please don't force it to fit. Feel free to share this video in case it helps somebody else. I haven't asked any specific questions. I'm just literally going to pull the cards and see what I come up with. Cards are going to pull themselves. Looks like. Okay. All right. I'm not going to take these, so I wasn't ready to start again. Shuffle again. Okay. Let's see what card comes out first for us. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible because I've done readings in the past and they go on for like half an hour. Okay, we have the Devil card come up first. Okay, the Devil card is associated with the sign of Capricorn as well. Not that Capricorns are devils or demons. It's just that this card, I believe, is also associated with the planet Saturn. Even though the last card of the major arcana is actually Saturn. With this card being associated with Capricorn, you can say that it has Saturnian energy because Capricorn is ruled by the planet of Saturn. Okay, so what the Devil, if you look at the card, you can see that you've got the Baphomet symbol there, and you have two people chained to his chair, his throne. And what this is signifying is being tied to some kind of addictions. So this reading at the moment is looking at some kind of toxic addiction. Now, addictions aren't always drugs. Addictions can be people. You could be addicted to a certain person. You could be addicted to a specific form of treatment. A lot of people don't understand, or not that they don't, or they might not understand, but they don't realize that a lot of the way that they form love is actually through trauma. A lot of people who go through trauma in childhood find it difficult to differentiate between a love bond and a trauma bond, because we formed a trauma bond with our significant other. Okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles to me is like a student or an apprentice. It's someone who has had to fight to, one, have that coin in his hand, to have the riches, to have the what's the word, abundance, to have the knowledge, to have the education that they are seeking or that they are involved in. So this could be an addiction to money. It could be an addiction to information. It could be an addiction to wanting to build, or an addiction to a specific place, a specific building. What else do we have? What other cards do we have to clarify this? Let's see. Okay, Judgment card. We have the Judgment card. So we've got two major arcana cards here. We've got the Devil and the Judgment card. So what the Judgment card speaks of is our calling. So what I'm actually seeing now with these cards, the story's building up. I think this Devil card is actually relating to the knowledge of being bonded to something or somebody. So this is an awareness. This is coming into a new awareness of being trapped in a situation, trapped in a thought process, trapped in limiting beliefs. You could be trapped in your ego. You could think overly highly of yourself and not have anything to back it up with. But either which way, this is an awareness. So through this whole cycle, these whole seasons, the last couple of years, we have, as Saturn, the planet Saturn has been going through, it's been transiting through the sign of Capricorn. We are all being enlightened of our shadows, of our energy. We're all being enlightened of our dark side and of how far we will actually go. for a person, place, or a thing, okay? And what we're also coming into awareness is whether that's beneficial to us or not, whether it's been serving us, whether it's been holding us back, and whether it's going to take us forward into our next beginning. Because what the Judgment card speaks of now is a calling. You see the angel there with the trumpet blowing, and the people have risen up out of their coffins. They've risen up out of the dead because they've heard the sound of the trumpet. They've heard the call, and they're answering the call. So this is about rising up and answering to your purpose. What is your purpose? What are you being called to do? Are you being called to study something a bit deeper? Maybe you're being called to study yourself. Maybe you're being called to study your addictions a bit more deeply so that you can understand the root of them. Okay, we got the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords speaks of defeat. Okay. So there may be a time, more than likely there's been a time where you felt defeated in the past. It also speaks of being like one up, having one up on someone, or being, or having, what's the word I'm looking for? Having the information or something, like literally having something. If you look, you can see on this card that he's holding these two swords. These two have laid their swords down, and it looks like they're kind of in despair. He's in despair. He's looking what's wrong with him, and he's like looking over there with a little smug look on his face. So it's like, okay, I've got these swords, they're mine now, I won. But maybe no one was thinking that they would win. Okay. More card from this deck. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay. I see you, Queen. Queen of Wands in this tarot deck, or in tarot, is actually also associated with the witch, right? But she's also associated with an entrepreneurial type of woman, a fiery character. She is the poster girl. She's the most beautiful woman in the club that night, sitting at the bar. She's the most beautiful woman on the team, the most beautiful woman in the group, basically. She stands out because she's fire. Okay, so this is pertaining to overcoming some form of ego addiction. You see, with the ego's job is to keep you alive and to keep you in survival mode. The ego knows that its time here on this planet is limited. Your soul, your spirit, and your ego are not the same thing. Who you think you are is not actually who you think you are. Who you think you are is who your ego is telling you that you are. Your ego is built up over time, is built up through DNA, and is built up through the people we surround ourselves with, the lessons we learn through the course of our lives, the feedback we get from situations, from people, all amalgamate into our persona, into our character, how we present in society, basically. But that's not necessarily who we are. And I feel like what these cards are saying is we've been addicted to this mask that we've been wearing, right? And we're starting to see that we need to study this because it's not serving us. And in wearing this mask, it's been preventing us from answering our calling. It's been preventing us from answering the calling. One example I can give you of this is this what I'm doing now. I don't like to read tarot. I don't like to read necessarily for people because I understand what that means. I understand the severity of peering into the future, peering into the energy around somebody and giving them that information could interfere with their life lessons. That's why I'm reluctant to read. I would rather teach people how to read. I avoid doing readings all the time. But it's my calling. Okay? And not answering my calling is leaving me defeated, and it's draining my energy, my passion, my drive. So this could be the same for somebody watching this reading. This card is sticking out to me. Yeah, this is something that's happened. So something in your childhood. Something in your childhood has caused you to have to put on a mask in order to protect yourself, in order to protect who you are, okay? In order to protect the inner child, your inner child, the essence of you. But now your inner child wants to rise up into power. It wants to rise up into power, into its purpose, okay? It's learnt the lessons. It's learnt the lesson. We've all learnt these lessons because they've been tough lessons that have taken us all the way back to our childhood, all the way back to our traumas, to see how we've been defeated, or how we've been defeating others, or how we've been self-sabotaging. But we know now, and the power of the power of knowledge is that we can do something about it. Without knowledge, we don't even know what we're trying to do. Now that we have the knowledge, we can do something about it. So I think I'm going to leave that reading there. I hope that helps somebody. Feel free to message me in my inbox if you have any questions. If you want a reading, I will try my hardest, but I can't promise anybody. I can't make promises at this stage in my life. So yeah, have a blessed day. I'll be back soon. Peace.